Praise be to Jesus. Good morning, friends. Today, first Sunday of Moses, or sixth Sunday of Elijah cross Moses period. Gospel reading is Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 to 16. Verse 16. So the last will be the first, and the first will be the last. During this liturgical season, we have been meditating on the glorious second coming of Jesus, a pre-taste of which was given to the apostles Peter, James and John in the Transfiguration event on Mount Tabor. To be worthy of welcoming the Lord at the time of His second glorious coming, we are reminded that we should remember the saving act of God, keep His commandments, and lead a faithful life. Mt.20 chapter 11, verses 1 to 9. St. Paul tells us that we are the aroma of Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15, which is to be proved by our lives. In today's Gospel, Jesus narrates a story of a different kind of labor policy by the owner of a farm. Generally, the daily wage laborer of a farm is paid according to the number of hours he has worked, based on the daily wage agreed. Here in this parable, the owner had sent the laborers to his vineyard before 9th hour, at 9th hour, 12th hour, 15th hour and 16th hour. And at 18th hour, he called off the work and paid to everyone the same amount of daily wages. Of course, murmuring and protests were heard from full-day workers. The Industrial Revolution in Europe divided the people into two groups. A small group called the capitalists, who possessed the means of production and amassed wealth, and a large group, the working class, dependent on daily wages, which was determined by the capitalists based on the market forces of demand and supply. The capitalists held that any amount of daily wage agreed between the capitalist and the laborer is the just wage, and if it is paid in full, the demands of justice are fulfilled. Rerum Novarum of Pope Leo XIII and subsequent documents stated, any wage agreed is not just wage. Just wage is a living wage. That is to say, the wages given should not be less than enough to maintain the worker. The documents further explained, to maintain the worker means maintaining himself and his family in reasonable comfort. The just wage must meet this demand. The concept was further developed that just wages must enable the worker to maintain himself, his family in reasonable comfort, and enable him to save a little by little and also meet his extraordinary expenses and provide him with social security, etc. If wages have to be living wages, the one who worked only for an hour also should get his minimum wage of a day, for it was not due to his fault that he did not turn up for work in the morning itself. The parable teaches us what justice is. It is not mere compliance with any blind law, but a meaningful response to a human predicament. Lord, fill our hearts with charity. Teach us to practice justice. Amen.